Hey guys, what's up? It's D Murph, and today I'm going to show you how to make a smoked brisket. So this is an awesome recipe because this is a way to make a smoked brisket without cooking the meat for 12 to 24 hours. It doesn't require all the equipment that you normally would need if you're smoking meat, and it can actually be done indoors with your oven. I'm not going to say this is going to taste exactly like a properly smoked brisket, but it's a great alternative if you don't have that equipment or the time to spend smoking a whole entire brisket. It's delicious, it's tender, it's juicy, it slices perfectly. It's one of my favorites, a classic smoked brisket. Oh, look at that beauty. So this is 3 pounds of brisket goodness. This has some good marbling throughout, you can see right here. But again, it is brisket, so it does need to be cooked low and slow. And really all I do to begin is I'll marinate the brisket overnight, then I season it the next day and then put it in the oven. I have a little bag here. And just put this deliciousness inside. And then I use Dale seasoning for the main marinade. This stuff is fantastic. It's like a soy sauce with ginger, sugar, paprika, and a few other spices, but it tastes amazing. I love it. I use it on so many different items and recipes. And then we have a little bit of hickory liquid smoke. And this is what helps us get that smoky, delicious brisket flavor. They say use about a teaspoon of this. And I've tried that before, and to me, it doesn't have the strong smoky flavor that I want. So I'm gonna do 3 teaspoons. There we go. So everything's ready, at least to sit in the fridge overnight. So then you just zip it up, shake it around a little bit, get everything mixed up. Then I leave it, there's a fat side and a meat side. I leave it with the meat side down, fat side up, so all that flavor really soaks in to what you'll be enjoying. So just to recap, that was half a cup of Dale seasoning and then 3 teaspoons of hickory liquid smoke. All right, let's get this in the fridge, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Look at that slab of brisket. So this has been sitting for about 21 hours. You can do a full day, that's not a problem. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a rub for the brisket. This is very simple. So it's 2 tablespoons pepper, then half a tablespoon of salt because the Dale's has salt in it, a full tablespoon of chili powder. Come on, there we go. All this deliciousness to give it that southern flavor. And then Dale's also has garlic powder, so we're just gonna do half a tablespoon of garlic powder. There we go, mix it all up. Look at that rub. And so this is gonna give a really nice skin on the outside. It's gonna have a ton of crispy flavor. So our rub's ready. Next, we're going to pan our brisket. So really just 2 main things. Make sure you have a pan bigger than your brisket, and make sure your fat side is facing up. So next we're going to season the brisket and just want to evenly coat all sides of it with the rub. And this is going to give it a crust to die for. All right. Of course, you can rub those sides in to the leftover brisket rub. Make sure everything's covered. All right, so again, fat side facing up. the rest of our seasoning. Oh yeah, get it in there. You can just see the flavor. And another little tip to make sure the meat is extra moist is just some beef broth on the sides. Don't actually pour it on the brisket because then you'll wash off that rub. But you don't need much. When you're doing a roast, you just need a little bit, enough to make some steam. Okay, so that's good. Probably 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of beef broth. Last step is tinfoil. So you just make a little brisket tent. Make sure it's not touching. And this will create the steam bath for our fabulous brisket. And make sure all the sides are nice and tight. You want this to steam perfectly. All right, ready for the oven. So I have my oven set to 300 degrees, and we cook it on 300 for 3 hours and 50 minutes. Because there's a little something we're gonna do at the very end to give us some delicious crispy crust. The brisket's been in the oven for 3 hours and 15 minutes on 300. So to finish it off, we're gonna set this to broil on high. And while that's heating up, I'm gonna take out the brisket and do a little preparatory work. Like take off the tin foil, and then you also have to pour out the juices. All right, here we are. So take off the tin foil and discard the juices, or store the juices. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is glorious. And this guy smells so good in this kitchen. It definitely smells like a barbecue. These are pretty thick juices, so we'll see. I'll just discard these over here. All right, now I'm gonna broil for about 10 minutes. Back in it goes, broiling on high for 10 minutes. A few moments later, it is ready. Oh my gosh. Okay, a bunch of smoke comes out. It's really hot, so you let a little bit of heat come out before you go in after the brisket. Oh my gosh, look at that. This is like a perfect brisket. I may have ruined the pan. The juice is definitely burned. We'll see if we can clean that. But this is a perfect looking brisket. This pan is going to require some hardcore cleaning. And so what I would actually recommend to do to broil it and get that crispy, oh so delicious looking skin, is just get some tin foil, just like that, spray a little bit of Pam on it, and then just put it in a new pan in a way that the juices won't drip out. I have some great news, and it's not about how tasty this brisket is. So the pan actually survived. I thought it was a goner with all that charcoal over it, but no, it turned out good. It was not too bad to clean. But like I said, to avoid the mess and all that, I'll just transfer that brisket over to a tin foil, put that in a new pan, maybe throw down some Pam so the brisket will come off the tin foil pretty easy. And then you avoid that whole entire nasty cleanup and potential loss of pan. Oh yeah, look at that. Guys, this is so tender. I'm like anticipating a bite pretty hardcore. Oh my gosh. This is beautiful. Honestly, it's a little more tender than I thought it would be. Perfect, perfect. So there you have it. Really tender and moist. It's so delicious. Has a little bit, and be critically honest with this, a little bit of a burnt flavor from the broiling, so maybe go for 8 minutes on high. Oh, almost too tender. And I would like it just a little bit more juicy, but it's not too bad. As you see, there aren't any like juices flowing out of it. Flavor, and try a bite right here. Oh, it's crispy, and it's fat, and it's juicy. I really like the seasoning. Smoke flavor is a little lost on me, but it's very savory. The salt's there, garlic's there, pepper's there, nice little spice. This has a kick to it. Oh, but with some barbecue sauce on a sandwich, this would be fantastic. So that's the 4-hour brisket. There's another method where you do about 200 degrees for 9 hours. I'm gonna try that next for my next brisket recipe, when I have a nice afternoon. Oh, but this is a winner. For 4 hours, that's awesome. Well, there you have it. That's the smoked brisket inside. I really enjoyed it. It's quite tasty. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Try the recipe out. If you have any questions, comment down below. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more food videos. We're going to be cranking these out maybe one every 2 weeks or every week. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. It means a lot to me. And bon appetit.